Contenders. I'm your host, Peg Young. Well, nowadays people are very interested in well-being and environment-friendly lifestyles. And it might interest you to know that Korean trees have tested to have the highest carbon dioxide absorption rates in the world. Trees, as you know, absorb carbon dioxide from the air and then emit oxygen. It's very good for us. And, well, you might take the opportunity after the quiz to take a little walk. Let's welcome today's contenders onto our stage. Welcome. We have the Cozzie team, Brent Wisener and Jody Miller. Cozzie is a combination of two words.
Brent's Canadian, and I'm Australian, so.
So you got Cozzie from the combination.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to you, Cozzie team. Going against the Cozzie team, we have the Cutter team, Mark Andrew and Nicholas Dziadyk. And Cutter, I hear, is one of your nicknames?
Yeah, that would be me.
He's a bit of an egotist, so I'll let him take the limelight with this one.
Yeah,
All right. Yeah. Well, good luck to you, Cutter and Cozzie teams. Let's get on with our game. And to begin, we have 10 multiple choice questions. You have 5 seconds, and each question is worth 10 points. You can use chance once. It makes things easier on you. And if you get all 10 questions correct, we give you 50 bonus points. Hopefully, you'll manage to do that today. Cozzie, you have a choice, Q, U, I, or Z sets of questions.
I'll go with U.
Right, we will go with question set U, number 1. Of the following, what color is the crosswalk indicated in Korea? 1, yellow, 2, white, 3, blue, 4, green. If you're not sure, you can use chance.
I think we'll go white.
Shook you up a bit there with our first one. And we go to question 2. Of the following, which is not a file that shows pictures or photos in computers? 1, .jpg, 2, .gif, 3, .hwp, 4, .bmp.
Number 3, HWP.
Those are Word files. Question number 3. Of the following, how many bytes are there in a gigabyte? 1, as many as will fit. 2, a million. 3, a billion. 4, a quadrillion. If you're not sure, you can use chance.
I'll go chance.
All right, we'll make things easier on you. Take away 2 of the incorrect choices and please make your final selection, Cozzie team.
Number 3, a billion.
I think we ended up giving you that answer. As many as will fit didn't quite sound like the right one. Going on to question number 4. Of the following, which is a movie that currently has more than 2 sequels? 1, Lethal Weapon. 2, Matrix. 3, The Lord of the Rings. And 4, Terminator.
Number 1, Lethal Weapon.
There are 3 sequels to the original. Have you seen all 4 of them?
Yes.
I haven't seen the 4th one at all.
Oh, really?
No.
It's still fun, the 4th one. Moving on to question 5. Of the following, which part of a fish's body best reveals its age? 1, eyes. 2, scales. 3, teeth. 4, fins.
Yeah, go for it.
Number 4, fins.
Actually, it is the scales that tell you the age. And, well, you end the section with 40 points on the board. Be encouraged. We have a lot more of the quiz ahead. And, Cutter, it is your turn. You have a choice, Q, I, or Z sets of questions.
Q will be fine, thanks.
Right, we will go with question set Q, number 1. Of the following, which star is commonly known as the Polaris? 1, East Star. 2, West Star. 3, North Star. 4, South Star.
3, North Star.
Question 2. Of the following, the founder of Buddhism was 1. Confucius, 2. Siddhartha Gautama, 3. Muhammad, 4. Krishna.
Number 2.
Siddhartha is the man you're going for. Glad you didn't have to read out the answer.
I decided not to bother with that.
And moving on to question 3. Who was considered the father of geometry? 1. Euclid, 2. Plato, 3. Democritus, and 4. Thor.
1 Euclid.
Going to number 4. In the names of planes F14 and F22, what does F stand for? 1. Formula, 2. Force, 3. Fighter, 4. Flight. If you're not sure, you can use chance.
We'll go with 3. Fighter.
Good choice. And Cutter, with that, you have tied the score at 40. And if you get this one right, you move ahead. Question number 5. Of the following, Lawrence of Arabia led the Arabs in war against which invading nation? 1. Egypt, 2. Turkey, 3. Russia, 4. Afghanistan.
And could we take a chance on this one?
Surely. We'll erase 2 of the incorrect choices and make things easy on you. Cutter, which would you like to have?
We'll go with 2. Turkey.
Good choice. It is Turkey. And Cutter, you have moved ahead, and we go to question number 6. Of the following, which musical story is loosely based on Puccini's Madame Butterfly? 1. The Mikado, 2. Mamma Mia, 3. Evita, 4. Miss Saigon.
4. Miss Saigon.
Moving on to question 7. Of the following, the word paparazzi derives from 1. A type of camera, 2. The name of a magazine, 3. A character in a film, 4. Famous Italian city. Final answer, please, Cutter.
We'll go with number 1. Camera.
It is a character in a film that we were going for. We actually had this a few times on our quiz show already. Well, Cutter, you still win ahead. 60 points on the board. Congratulations. And now on to our second section. We give you 20 words in a pre-chosen category. You have 100 seconds to go through the entire list. If you pass, you cannot go back to that word, so be wary of that. And Cozzie, if you're ready, please take your position next to me. And your pre-chosen category was air travel. Are you a big air traveler?
No, I've only done it a couple of times actually.
And one was to come here, right?
Yes, one was
How many
coming.
hours was the flight?
It's about 15, I think.
Long, aren't they?
Yeah, it was long. Long time.
And are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Go.
Where we take off from starts with A.
Starts with A.
Yes.
Airport.
The driver of the plane.
Pilot.
L bags.
Luggage.
Rich seats.
First class.
This is not a plane. It twirls around like this.
Helicopter.
When you get off the plane and you feel kind of tired, starts with J.
Jet lag.
This is the name of a movie Tom Hanks was in. He's deserted on an island.
Yeah, I can't think of it. Castaway.
You have to go through this, starts with S. Not customs, not immigration. Pass.
Pass.
Seoul to Japan, Japan to...
Return ticket.
Or
Return trip.
It's a shape. Starts with R.
A round trip.
The name of a person, he was a pilot, started with L, first person to fly across the Atlantic. Pass.
Pass.
Makes planes, a very big plane.
Boeing.
What the president flies on, President of America.
Air Force One.
It's in the States. States are victim to this, starts with T.
Terrorism.
You see this, it's not a helicopter, it's not an airplane, but it goes up in the air and it starts with H.
Hot air balloon.
Well, we couldn't give you the last one because you used the word air in your hint. A hot air balloon was what we were going for. However, you could have also talked about the kidnapped baby. Lindbergh was the name that we were going for the pilot. And security is what you have to pass through. You end the section with 150 points on the board. And now, Cutter, if you're ready. And your chosen category was The Lord of the Rings. Are you a big fan?
I can't say either of us are particularly, but it was an excuse for us to watch the films and get to grips with some of the trivia. So.
You had to spend a lot of time in front of the screen, huh?
Well, yeah, we did. But
did you read?
We did just a little bit, just a bit around it, a bit of studying, like, but
right.
Nothing too in there.
We'll see how much you got into it. Ready?
Yes.
Go.
All right, the main guy. It's all about him. Lord of the Ring. Yeah. What Bilbo and Frodo and Sam are?
Hobbits.
What Gandalf and Saruman are?
Wizards.
Pointy-eared people.
Elves.
Country where it was filmed.
New Zealand.
When there's three of something, it's 3 books, 3 films.
Trilogy.
Yeah. Pass. Frodo's Chi-Chi Man.
Sam.
In the second film, there's 2 of these. There's one in London where people get locked up.
Towers?
Yeah. The guy who wrote the book.
Tolkien.
Yeah, what's his 3 initials?
J.R.R.
Name of the last film.
Return of the King.
The guy who plays Legolas.
Orlando Bloom.
The glove.
Sauron.
The director.
Peter Jackson.
The group of people who...
Fellowship.
The boss man.
Gandalf.
The place where the ring has to be thrown into.
Mount Doom.
The only female actor that we knew out of the whole thing.
Kate Blanchett?
No, the daughter.
Liv Tyler.
Yeah. The place where the whole thing is set.
Middle Earth.
Yeah. No idea.
And Galadriel was the elfin queen.
Right.
Not Liv Tyler, but the blonde woman.
Kate Blanchett.
Yes,
There you
Blanchett played it. And Cutter, you did a great job going through almost the entire list. You have 240 points on the board and also the lead. And let's welcome Mr. David Huang onto our stage. Hi.
Fellas, how you guys doing? Glad you guys can join us here today. Hope you guys are having a good time. Cutter, you guys did a great job, but don't worry, Cozzie, there's plenty of points left on the board. So, you guys ready for the next round? All right, this next section is a round of non-multiple choice questions. The first team to buzz in will get the first chance to answer. But if that team gets that question wrong, that chance will be given to the other team. Now, if you guys both do not know the answer, we will help you out with the help of a spelling hint. There's 15 questions in all, 30 points per question, 5 seconds to answer each one. All right?
So everything's clear. Let's move on to question number 1.
All righty. Question number 1 is about city. The hottest item in this year's Brazilian Carnival is the mask of a shaggy-haired former dictator. For those with more...
Cozzie.
Saddam Hussein?
Cutter, it is your chance to answer. He'll finish the question.
For those with more modest means, there is a less expensive but more presidential-looking Saddam mask before U.S. forces found him hiding in a hole last month. What is this famous Brazilian city in which this festival
Cutter.
is held?
Rio de Janeiro.
And would you ever don a Saddam mask?
Why not?
It wouldn't be the first time. Probably not.
Really?
No.
Moving on to question 2.
All right, question number 2 is about bird. Would you believe it if a bird could express its sense of humor? This bird, a captive African gray called Nikisi, with a vocabulary of 950 words and possibly even a sense of humor, has stunned British scientists. This species of birds has the ability to imitate the human voice.
Cozzie.
Parrot?
Have you ever owned a parrot?
No, I haven't.
Any of us?
No, the parrots never seem to respond to me. So I don't know if I believe that parrots can speak yet, but
Well,
I
you've
guess I
seen
have to
it
see
on
it to believe
television,
it. I don't think I have. Maybe I have, but maybe I didn't believe it. But I want to see it in person live, and I've yet to see that happen. So I don't believe them. Okay.
All right, moving on to question 3.
Moving on. Question number 3 is about invention. Hungarian inventor Laszlo Joseph Biro, along with his brother George, patented
Cutter.
Ball pen?
Final answer?
Pen?
Cozzie, it is your chance to answer. Who finished the question?
patented this. During World War II, it was very popular with the military because of its toughness and its ability to write in airplanes at high altitudes. What is this modern writing instrument that distributes oil-based ink with a rolling round tip?
Cozzie.
Ballpoint pen?
Yes, that's what we were going for. Cutter, I'm positive that you had that in mind. However, I needed that second word, point, as part of that answer. Cozzie, you're catching up, 210 versus Cutter's 270. Let's move on to question number 4.
Question number 4 is about sport. This person so far is the premier pitcher 4 seasons into the 21st century. He missed almost half of last season, but he's still more than 200 strikeouts ahead of anyone else in the
Cutter.
sport.
Derek Jeter?
Cozzie, it's your chance to answer. He'll finish the question now.
His nickname is the Big Unit. Who is
Cozzie.
Randy Johnson.
He's the Arizona Diamondbacks pitcher. And Cozzie, are you a fan?
Yeah, I watch quite a bit back home.
And is he your favorite pitcher?
Nah, I don't really have a favorite pitcher, but he is a really good pitcher.
He's got to be if he hasn't played and he's got that much of a lead on everybody else.
I think he's about 6'9".
Yeah, he's quite tall.
He's a tall man, and when he's up that high throwing the ball down at you, it can be pretty scary.
I bet.
And also, I'm a big fan, by the way, because he went to my school, my university, the University of Southern California. So,
Cool.
anyways,
All right, no selling your school. And Cozzie, you're just one question behind, 240 versus Cutter's lead of 270 points. It's a very close game. Let's move on to our next question.
all right, question number 5 is about person. It was recently discovered that the 1953 Nobel Literature Prize was awarded to this person due to lack of other candidates. At the time, it was judged that the literary value of his work may not have been enough, but the works of other writers were not as good either. Who is the former Prime Minister of England?
We talked about him having won one of these before, and let's look at the hint. Cutter.
Winston Churchill?
Yes. And you've increased your lead, Cutter, 300 versus Cozzie's 240. And let's move on to our next question.
Question 6 is about film. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck's film has been nominated for 9 Razzie Awards for Worst Movie. In the same week, they announced their split. Affleck and Lopez met on the film set of this, but it was slated...
Cozzie.
Gilio?
And Cutter, it's your chance to answer. He'll finish the question.
But it was slated by critics and largely ignored by audiences. What is the title of this film?
Cutter, 5 seconds. Cutter.
Jiggly.
Why don't we take a look at the hint, and we need the correct pronunciation. Cutter.
GGO?
Cozzie, 5 seconds.
Jigio.
Cozzie.
Jigio.
We're looking for Gili.
Gilio.
Gili, yes. Moving on to question number 7.
Question number 7, I guess that movie wasn't a hit on Contender stage either. Question number 7 is about health. Research now says that the lack of this could heighten risk of Alzheimer's disease. According to the report, the lower the content of this in blood, the higher the likeliness of the disease, and the higher the content of this in blood, the less likely you are to suffer from Alzheimer's.
Iron? Or, yeah, no.
Cozzie, it's your chance to answer. He'll finish the question.
What is this, well known as the male hormone?
Cozzie, 5 seconds. Cozzie.
Testosterone?
And Cozzie, you have closed the lead once again, 270 versus Cutter's lead of 300 points. Let's move on to the next question.
A real close game. Question number 8 is about issue. The US media has reported that since the 9/11 terror attacks, it is possible that the observation platform of this will be closed off forever.
Cozzie.
Empire State Building?
Cutter, it is your chance to answer. He'll finish the question.
Statue of
Cutter.
Liberty. Statue of Liberty?
Yes. And Cutter, you're racking up more points. Now, since we had our last week's 7-time winner, the Karu team, we both know that both you teams, will be heading on to our final section. However, this also means that you will be carrying over your points, so you want to, make as many as you possibly can in this section. Let's move on to question 9.
Question number 9 is about music. This jazz trumpet icon was heralded as the Prince.
Cozzie.
Miles Davis.
And his Kind of Blue is one of the most popular jazz albums in history. Do you have it?
Yes, I do.
And are you a big fan of his?
Yeah, big fan.
And we move on to question 10.
Question 10 is about actress. Global Vision for Peace, which is a UN and civilian organization, announced that they will award the Blank Peace Award to commemorate this film star who contributed to humanity and world peace as a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador. Who is this actress? Well known for?
Cozzie.
Yeah, Audrey Hepburn.
And Cozzie, you've tied the score 330 even, and let's move on to 11.
Question 11 is about device. As debate regarding CCTV's ability to prevent crime is becoming more heated, the British government's decision to expand CCTVs is stirring up more controversy. British journalists have reported that the government is expanding the installation of it in public places, citing reasons of crime prevention and security issues. What does CCTV stand for?
Cutter.
Closed circuit television.
And Cutter, are you for CCTV installations or against?
I think it depends where it is, really. If it's if it's in public places, then it's not too much of an issue. But if it's in the workplace and things like that, then it's a bit much.
You want to lag in the workplace?
Well, yeah, you can't slack off if there's a camera everywhere.
Yeah. But for safety, we do need it in alleys, I think. And let's move on to question number 12 now.
Question number 12 is about politics. This person unexpectedly announced that he will give up leadership of the governing Social Democrats, freeing him to concentrate on the steering of Germany while handing...
Cutter.
Gerhard Schroeder.
We are coming to question 13 now.
Question 13 is about machine. This was invented by a French doctor who argued for a quick, painless method.
Cutter.
Guillotine?
Apparently, having the blade at an oblique 45-degree angle helps things be less painful. How can it be less painful to have your head cut off? But, it works better. Let's move on to question 14.
Question number 14 is about character. John Hench, the official portrait painter of this character, died in California at the age of 95. Hench, a prominent Disney artist whose work was featured in classic cartoons such as Fantasia and Dumbo, had worked with...
Cutter.
Mickey Mouse.
Yes. Last year was the 75th anniversary for the cartoon legend, and let's move on to our last question of this section.
All right, of this section, number 15 is about country. This country's first private airline is to be set up this year and will serve Western blank, according to the technology company behind the project. Demand for air travel in the country is expanding fast as the middle classes take more business and leisure trips. What is this country which is recently showing sharp growth in its economy?
Cozzie.
China.
And that brings our first half to a close. Cozzie, you have 360 points on the board. Cutter, you are in the lead with 450 points. And we'll have Cozzie and Cutter teams with us in the next section. Join us then. Cozzie teams, and one of you teams will walk off with tickets to Jeju Island. So good luck as we begin our final round. So in our final section, we have 5 categories of questions worth 10 to 50 points, 5 questions each. And what are today's categories?
All right, today's categories are world, stardom, medicine, military secret, and musical.
Pretty obvious categories, and we have my first question is world for 10 points. This question is multiple choice, meaning each of you will get only one chance to answer. Which of the following is an incorrect match between a desert and the continent in which it is located? 1. Gobi Desert, Asia. 2. Kalahari, Africa. 3. Great Victoria Desert, Europe. 4. Mojave. Cutter.
3. Great Victoria Desert, Europe.
Yes, Europe has no deserts. It's the only continent on the globe without one. Great Victoria Desert is located in Australia. And Cutter, it's good to see you on the finals board. You have 460 points versus Cozzie's 360 points. And Cutter, you get to choose.
And we'll take world for 20, please.
World, 20 points. This is the national bird of India. It is widely found in the Indian subcontinent from the south and east of the Indus River, Jammu and Kashmir, East Assam, and the whole of the Indian peninsula. It enjoys protection from the people as it is never molested for religious and sentimental reasons. The male of the species is more colorful than the female. Cutter.
Flamingo.
Cozzie, it is your chance to answer. I'll finish the question. What's this colorful swan-sized bird with a fan-shaped crest of feathers on its head? Cozzie, 5 seconds.
Peacock.
Cozzie?
Peacock.
Yes, it is the peacock. The scientific name of this bird is Pava cristatus linnaeus. And flamingos are colorful, however, the national bird of India is the peacock. And Cozzie, you are catching up, 380 versus Cutter's lead of 460, and you get to choose.
Yeah, world for 30.
World, 30 points. In 1519, this person set out to circumnavigate the globe with 5 ships and 250 men. Cutter.
Magellan?
Yes. One ship, the Victoria, went down with 18 men, and this man, Magellan, never made it because he died in the Philippines, but his ships continued westward to Spain, accomplishing the circumnavigation of the world. Magellan, as you know, is Portuguese, and he is a great explorer. And Cutter, you get to choose.
World for 40.
World, 40 points. This country has a glacier located on the equator. It straddles the equator and has an area of 272,445 square kilometers. The country is bounded by Colombia on the north, by Peru on the east and south, and by the Pacific Ocean on the west. The country also includes Cutter.
Chile.
Cozzie, it's your chance to answer. I'll finish the question. The country also includes the Galapagos Islands in the Pacific. Quito is the country's capital. What is this republic country in northwestern South America? Cozzie, 5 seconds. Cozzie?
Argentina?
The big hint here is the equator. Cutter.
Ecuador.
Yes. Ecuador is Spanish for equator. Cutter, you get to choose.
World for 50 over there.
Closing the category of world, 50 points. This is a country in Western Africa. It is between the Tropic of Cancer and the equator. The country's name derived from the Berber word agana or Ghana, Nana, or Nawa, sorry. Cozzie?
Angola?
Cutter, it is your chance to answer, and I'll finish the question. Meaning, black man. The term was first adopted by the Portuguese and appears on European maps from the 14th century onward. The gold used for coins was originally mined in it, and although the coins haven't been minted since 1813, this term is still used to denote a value of 21 shillings. What is this country? Cutter, 5 seconds. Cutter?
Ghana.
We are looking for a term that is still used to denote a value of 21 shillings. 5 seconds, both teams. Western African country. Cutter.
Cameroon.
Cozzie, 5 seconds. Cozzie?
Nigeria.
We were looking for the Guinea, or Guinea is the country you're going for. Ghana, Guinea, you're very close. And I will choose military secret, 10 points.
Born in Leeuwarden and educated in a convent, this woman married Campbell MacLeod, a British-born captain of the Dutch army, when she was 18 years old. She, the Dutch Javanese dancer who became the most famous spy of World War I, ordered...
Cozzie.
Tokyo Rose?
Cutter, it is your chance to answer. He'll finish the question.
ordered that a suit be especially tailored for her for the occasion. Execution by a French firing squad. She also wore a pair of new white gloves. Who is this?
Cutter, 5 seconds. This is World War I, remember, the participants of World War I. And we're looking for the Dutch Javanese dancer. She is a very famous spy. You've all heard of her name. We've mentioned her on our quiz before. Cutter.
Madam Butterfly?
And Cozzie, 5 seconds. Matahari is the spy that we were looking for. And why don't we go with musical for 10 points?
Hello, the Contenders! We are the performers of the children's English musical, The Magic Gate. Musicals are great performances with the combination of music, dance, and drama. Let's see how much you know about musicals with today's questions. Shall we start? This word originates from the late 16th century, from the Latin word audire, that literally means hearing. In the beginning.
Cozzie.
Audience.
Cutter, it's your chance to answer. She will finish her question.
It referred to employing opera singers based on just hearing their performance. Nowadays, if a person wants to be in a musical, they have to go through this.
Cutter.
Audition.
And Cutter, you get to choose.
We'll try Stardom for 10, please.
Stardom, 10 points.
More than half of America's golf followers have predicted that this person will be able to win in this year's...
Cozzie.
Tiger Woods.
Cutter, it's your chance to answer. He'll finish the question.
This year's LPGA Tour. When www.yahoo.com held a fan survey regarding the possibility of this person's winning of this season's LPGA Tour, and of the 12,229 participants, 55% said that she would. Last year, this 15-year-old Korean-American golfer entered 7 LPGA Tour competitions, including the US Open, and made the cut 6 times. Who is this golfer?
Cutter, 5 seconds. This Korean American was selected as the youngest national representative player, and Cozzie.
Michelle Wee.
Yes. Korean name is Wi Sung-mi. And Cozzie, are you into golf?
Yeah, I play quite a bit.
Are you a fan of Michelle Wee's?
Yeah, she could probably beat me without a problem.
Me too.
I think all of us.
I think she stands like 5'11", has like, she's real 6th grader, 5'11", and she swings the heck out of that club. 300-yard drives.
Yeah.
Pretty legitimate.
And Cozzie, you get to choose.
Yeah, stardom for 50.
Stardom for 50 points.
This person was selected as one of the top 100 soccer players alive in celebration of FIFA's 100th anniversary. At the end of last year, FIFA asked Brazilian soccer star Pelé.
Cozzie.
Ronaldo.
Cutter, it's your chance to answer. He'll finish the question.
To select 100 soccer all-stars in play or retired. It seems that this person made the cut thanks to his record of consecutive participation in 4 World Cups, a great contributor to leading Korea to the semifinals in the 2002 World Cup. Who is this Korean player currently playing for the LA Galaxy in the US?
Cutter, 5 seconds. He won the 2002 FIFA World Cup All-Star. He's a very famous Korean player. 5 seconds. Cutter.
Sok Ju-ha?
And Cozzie, 5 seconds. Oh. Oh, one of my favorite players, Hong Myung-bo, was the player that was nominated or named. And why don't we go with medicine, 10 points. This food was once sold as a patented medicine. In the 1830s, it enjoyed a measure of popularity in the United States as Dr. Miles's compound extract of tomato. Cozzie.
Dr. Pepper.
Cutter, it's your chance to answer. I'll finish the question. This food's name comes from the late 17th century. Its origins are uncertain, probably via the Malay word meaning fish sauce and from the Chinese word meaning sauce. What is this thick sauce made with tomatoes that is served cold as a condiment? Cutter, 5 seconds. Cutter?
Ketchup?
Yeah. That doesn't sound that bad. Ketchup as medicine, I would have been willing to take it. And Cutter, you get to choose.
Oh, we get to choose. Stardom for 20, please.
Stardom, 20 points.
Recently, this person took part in the AT&T Pebble Beach National Pro-Am. He also played in the same group as the legendary quarterback Dan Marino and pro golfer Fred Couples and Jesper Parnevik.
Cozzie.
Kevin Costner.
Cutter, it's your chance to answer. He'll finish the question.
The reason that he took part in the event for 2 years in a row now is because the host of the event is a huge fan of this person's team. Who is this NFL's New England Patriots quarterback and this year's Super Bowl?
Cutter.
Tom Brady?
Yes. And Cutter, you get to choose.
Stardom for 30, please.
Stardom, 30 points.
We weren't able to see any fancy play of this rookie during the 53rd NBA All-Star match. Fans selected this player as
Cutter.
LeBron James?
He's a super rookie, contending for this year's Rookie Award and is also dubbed as the second Michael Jordan. And he plays for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Are you a big fan?
No. I'm not into those American sports. I stick to me British sports. Football and cricket for me.
I see. Are you a big player as well, or do you just watch?
I try. It's debatable whether I can actually play, but I try.
And moving on, you get to choose.
Close it.
Yeah, we'll close it out. We'll stick with Stardom for 40, please.
All right, closing the category, Stardom, 40 points.
What a great start to the year for me to win the Australian Open and become #1 in the world, said this person, the reigning Wimbledon champion. Playing shrewd and confident tennis.
Cutter.
Roger Federer.
He's the first Swiss man to hold the #1 position. And Cutter, you get to choose.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go with military secret for 20, please.
Military secret, 20 points.
This city's people used a staff and a coil of paper to keep military messages from being decoded if they fell into the hands of the enemy. Rolled around the staff, the words fitted together and made sense. Unrolled, the paper was covered with gibberish. Each general had a carefully guarded staff of precisely the same diameter around which to roll the paper and read the message. What is this ancient Greek city known for its strong military system?
Sparta?
Cutter.
Sparta?
Yes. Now, what would you like to have next?
Military secrets 30.
Military secrets, 30 points.
During World War I, one of England's greatest novelists, this person worked around the world for British intelligence. He was an agent in the South Pacific, America, and Switzerland. He went to Russia to persuade the Russian government to carry on the war against Germany. He is also well known for the moon and...
Cozzie.
Ian Fleming.
Cutter, it's your chance to answer. He'll finish the question.
He is also well known for The Moon and Sixpence. Who is this author whose novels and short stories are characterized by great narrative facility?
Cutter, 5 seconds. The period is World War I, and he is one of England's greatest novelists. The Moon and Sixpence author, 5 seconds. And the author we're looking for, who wrote The Moon and Sixpence, is W. Somerset Maugham. And why don't we have medicine for 20 points? These animals have been known to treat rheumatism. A number of sufferers have been... Cozzie.
Leeches.
Cutter, it's your chance to answer. I'll finish the question. A number of sufferers have been given relief through controlled stinging. Several of these are placed in an inverted glass over the aching limbs. Cutter.
Bees?
Yes. So, the stinging of the bees, as painful as it is, apparently helps to ease the inflammation and pain. And Cutter, you get to choose.
Medicine for 30.
Medicine, 30 points. The liquid inside this fruit can be used as substitute for blood plasma in an emergency. This property was discovered during World War II. Doctors in Fiji also discovered that surgical incisions heal faster when sewn with fruit fiber rather than with catgut. It is a common name for the fruit of a tree of Cutter.
Coconut?
Yes. Palm family, distributed in tropical regions. And Cutter, you get to choose.
We'll stick with medicine for 40, please.
Medicine, 40 points. Surprisingly, this was a standard drug of European pharmacology until the 18th century. Despite criticism within the medical profession, doctors prescribed the powder made with this as a cure for internal ailments. Portions of many embalmed Egyptian dead were swallowed before science and common sense rendered the practice obsolete. It is a preserved body, especially as was the custom in ancient Egypt. What is this that they ingested? It is a preserved body. What do we call that? Cozzie.
A mummy.
Yeah. So in the past, they not only bloodlet with leeches, but they also made you drink down some mummy. And Cozzie, it's good to see you on the board. You get to choose.
Medicine for 50.
Closing the category, medicine, 50 points. Before this person turned to psychoanalysis, he did important work on neurology. And Cozzie.
Sigmund Freud?
He has a very important work, the interpretation of dreams, and Sigmund Freud is recognized as the founder of psychoanalysis. And Cozzie, you get to choose.
Musical for 20.
Musical, 20 points.
The American musical has its roots in a series of 18th and early 19th century theatrical productions involving music. The Black Crook, for instance, which ran for 475 performances and combined melodrama with this, is generally credited as being the first musical. This is considered to be the basic technique of movement in modern musicals as well.
Cutter.
Dance?
Cozzie, it is your chance to answer, and she'll finish the question.
So, musical actors and actresses must learn this. What is this form of theatrical dance that began to evolve in Western Europe during the Renaissance?
Cozzie, 5 seconds. Two syllables, form of dance. Cutter.
Ballet?
And Cutter, which would you like?
Military secret for 40, please.
Military secret, 40 points.
An authentic lost weapon is Greek fire, which this used on several occasions between the 7th and 9th centuries to defend its capital against attacking Muslims. The capital might have fallen but for Greek fire, and conceivably...
Cutter.
Byzantine? Or sorry, what am I saying? Interject.
Byzantine?
Yeah.
Byzantine.
Byzantine would have been fine. The Byzantine Empire was the answer. Its capital was Constantinople. And Greek fire recipe is that it burned all the more fiercely when wet, and that it could be floated toward the enemy's wooden ships. So it's a lost weapon because we no longer have it. And it's a mystery even to us now. And Cutter, you get to choose.
Finish military secrets.
Closing out the category, military secret, 50 points.
This politician tricked the French into the Franco-Prussian War by altering...
Cutter.
Bismarck?
Yes. Prince Otto Edward Leopold von Bismarck is his full name. Prussian-German statesman who was the architect of the German reunification. Though Bismarck dominated German and European politics for nearly 30 years, his career was a series of paradoxes, or it is said. And Cutter, you have a choice of 3 questions. Which would you like?
Musical for 30, please.
Musical, 30 points.
This question is multiple choice. You have probably heard of the name Andrew Lloyd Webber. If you are interested in musicals, he is an English composer whose eclectic rock-based works helped revitalize British and American musical theater in the late 20th century. Of the following, which is not one of Andrew Lloyd Webber's musicals? Number 1, Cats. Number 2, Jesus Christ Superstar. Number 3, West Side Story. Or number 4, Phantom of the Opera.
Cozzie.
C, West Side Story.
Yes. West Side Story belongs to Leonard Bernstein. Good answer, Cozzie. It's good to see you on the board. And you have a choice of 2 questions.
Musical for 40.
Musical, 40 points.
George Gershwin composed both for Broadway and for the Classical Concert Hall, and his music contains elements of both. He also wrote popular songs with success. He made most of his works with his brother, Ira Gershwin. This musical is an opera with music by both of them, based on the novel by Du Bois Hayward.
Cutter.
No, sorry.
And Cozzie, it's your chance to answer. She'll finish the question.
1935. It is about African American life, which contains the famous aria Summertime. And I got plenty of nothing.
Cozzie.
Mikado?
Porgy and Bess is what we were looking for. Yeah, it was somewhere in there, just didn't jog the memory. And we have just 1 question left on our board. We have musical, 50 points.
Recently, pop musicals have become very popular. One of these examples would be Mamma Mia.
Cutter.
I was going to say Mamma Mia.
Oh. And Cozzie, it's your chance to answer. She'll finish the question.
Incorporates popular songs of the group ABBA. Also, the British musical Tonight's the Night became very popular since it started its performance in October of last year. It is based on this singer's songs. He had a worldwide hit with Maggie May in the 1970s.
Cozzie.
Rod Stewart.
Yes. And his remakes of Van Morrison's Have I Told You Lately is also very famous. Cozzie's strong end, however. Cutter, you win. Congratulations, you have tickets to Jeju Island.
Various prizes are awaiting our winning contenders. Your first win will take you on a trip to Jeju Island. Your second win to Japan. Your third win will take you to China. And on your fourth win, you'll win a trip to Southeast Asia. On your fifth win, a trip to Hawaii. Your sixth win, a trip to the United States. And on your seventh win, you'll take the grand prize of a tour of Europe. We hope many of you join us.
For much of the game, it was a very close game. Cozzie, it was great having you on our show. What do you want to say to your supporters?
I'd like to thank Apple Wonderland for letting us go, and particularly Nana, our big boss, and Amy and Tara.
For covering our classes whilst we're here as well. And also to our coach, Alana.
Yes, good coach.
All right, thank you very much for joining us today. And Cutter, you have won your first win. Are you aiming higher?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. On the basis of that performance, we'll be lucky to get past the next stage, but we'll give it a shot anyway.
All right, congratulations again. And with that, Cutter has won its first win. Let's see what happens with them next week. Bye-bye.